Hello dear students. In last lecture we have discussed about the different water purification processes, starting from the sedimentation, coagulation, with respect to that proper filtration processes. In that we have discussed already the slow sand filter, rapid sand filter. In primary treatment we have discussed about the aeration method or different chemical agent treatment process. So these are nothing but the primary processes we can be used for the treatment of water samples. In this, the last method for the treatment of potable water is nothing but a chlorination, or we can say it is nothing but a last treatment where the remaining, by using first processes up to filtration, we have removed about 90% of impurities from the water. Remaining 5 to 10% impurities which cannot be removed by the filtration process or different processes, we have to minimize or kill that particular remaining microorganisms or impurity by means of that chlorination process. It's nothing but a chemical treatment. So here chlorination means addition of chlorine or chlorine containing compound in water for disinfection. Normally prior to that we have used to minimize the impurities or suspended particles from the water samples. Here we are disinfecting the water by using chemical substance or by means of chlorine. Normally we required microorganism free water for the human consumptions. So with this regard we are disinfecting. Disinfection is nothing but a killing of microorganisms. So in this regard disinfection, that is nothing but a killing of microorganisms, and it is the final treatment of water. After filtration, before supply particular water for human consumption, we have to treat that water by means of chlorine or chlorine containing substances, and that all processes are included into the chlorination process, and it is the last process. It is done to disinfect the water so as to provide safe drinking water. We have to prepare that water or make that water potable for human consumption. That's why we are treating that water by means of chlorine containing substances. Disinfection is accomplished by both by filtering out harmful microbes and also by adding disinfectant chemical in the last step in purifying drinking water. Before that chlorination process, we have used different aeration methods, sedimentation process, coagulation, flocculation process. Again, that treated water we have to pass through a filtration tank, that is slow sand filter or rapid sand filter. By using that method, we have removed over 90% of impurities from that water, or some sort of remaining substances we have to remove by means of chlorination. So water is disinfected to kill any pathogens which pass through the filter. After the filtration process, the remaining organisms may be present in the water. So to make sure that water is free from all kind of microorganisms, we use it's nothing but a chlorination or chemical treatment process. Possible pathogens include viruses can be present in water sample, bacteria including Escherichia coli, Campylobacter, Shigella, and Protozoa including Giardia, Lamblia, and other Cryptosporidia. These are nothing but a probable microorganisms can be present in that filtered water. So to remove that pathogenic organisms, or sometimes you can say these are viable forms of microorganisms, we treat that water by means of chlorine or chlorine containing substances. In most developed countries, public water supplies are required to maintain a residual disinfecting agent throughout the distribution systems, in which water may remain for days before reaching the consumers. Normally here talking about the developing countries, that including India, here municipal water corporation system and nothing but water is collected or potable or household use from a particular water reservoir including lake, river or dam. That water is transported through a pipeline to a particular water reservoir where tanks are constructed. Up to that there are different sources. Due to that outside source can be entered into the that pipeline, including leakage of pipeline. That's why sometimes waste material from outside source can be entered into the pipeline. To avoid that, we are maintaining a residual chlorine in that water pipeline so that unwanted entry of microorganisms can be removed or killed by means of that residual chlorine. So by this way, throughout the pipeline, we have to maintain residual chlorine in that water supply or pipeline. What is the mechanism of chlorination? Most common disinfection method involves use of some form of chlorine or its compounds such as chloramine or chlorine dioxides. So these are nothing but a chlorine containing substances. In this we can also use, apart from chlorine, as chlorine is hazardous gas. So apart from that chlorine, we can use chloramine or chlorine dioxides for the treatment of water. Chlorine is strong oxidant that rapidly kills many harmful microorganisms. Because chlorine is toxic gas, there is a danger of release associated with its use. It can be harmful for the for the particular handler which are mixing that particular chlorine in that water sample. So apart from to avoid the hazard, we normally use chloramine or chlorine dioxide at the place of chlorine. As chlorine is a strongly oxidizing substances, it can be kill all forms of microorganisms. Apart from that, it can be helpful for the removal of chlorine or unwanted odor from the water samples, and that remaining chlorine acts as the residual chlorine in that pipeline, so that if unwanted or unknowingly entry of microorganisms can be happen to that water, can be removed by that residual chlorine. This problem is avoided by the use of sodium hypochlorite, which is relatively inexpensive solution that release free chlorine when dissolved in water. It is nothing but another alternative to chlorine gas, that is sodium hypochlorite, which when we mix that sodium hypochlorite with water, it releases free chlorine into that water, and which can be helpful for the killing of microorganisms. A solid form, that is calcium hypochlorite, exists that release chlorine on contact with the water. It is nothing but a substance, when in contact with the water, it releases three forms of chlorine, and it acts similarly to that of the chlorine gas. Contact period of 1 hour is essential to kill bacteria and viruses. It is nothing but a contact time which required for the complete killing of microorganisms by means of that chlorine treatment. So it is nothing but at least 1 hour should be required to kill all types of bacteria and viruses. Chlorine has no effect on spores, protozoal cysts, helminths, ova, except in higher doses. Apart from that, though it kills all forms of organisms, apart from that, some resistant structure, that is bacterial spores, protozoal cysts, or helminths, ova, they cannot be removed or killed by the chlorine. So that's why to kill that these forms of microorganisms, we require higher dose of chlorine. But excess use of chlorine can be again harmful for the human consumption, so that we have to follow the particular protocol. Minimum recommended concentration of free or residual chlorine is 0.5 mg per liter. It is nothing but a residual or minimum requirement of chlorine, that should be 0.5 microgram per liter should be maintained or should be present in that residual forms of chlorine. That means it is safe for human consumption, but excess chlorine can be harmful for the human consumption. The sum of the chlorine demand of the specific water plus the free residual chlorine of 0.5 mg per liter constitute the correct dose of chlorine to be applied. It is nothing but how the chlorine dose of that particular water can be calculated. It is nothing but the sum of chlorine demand. It is nothing but a chlorine demand is nothing but a value which required to kill all the live forms of microorganisms. It is nothing but a chlorine demand, and apart from that, residual chlorine which can be remain in that water samples after fulfilling the chlorine demand of that water samples. So it is compiling sum of that chlorine demand and residual chlorine, and that sum of the total is called as nothing but a dose of the particular chlorine. And dose of chlorine dose can be vary depending upon the number of microorganisms present in that water. So it is all about the what is chlorination and how the chlorination process can be carried out in municipal water supplies. Next point, that is different methods of chlorination, we will discuss in next lecture.